Welcome to my weekly review. You're looking at a daily chart from the Dow Jones Industrial Average back in 1975. And the purpose of this exercise is just to show how, stock markets, come out of bear markets and start new bull markets. I mean, I'm not claiming that we have a new bull market or this is a bear market rally. I'm flexible and open-minded to, anything that may be thrown my way here in the stock market. But I'm looking back at 1975 and how this reacted once it made a bottom, retested, then it ran through its 200. I had a little trouble here at the 200, but once it made this run here, it pulled back to its 50, and it charged up again a couple days and pulled back strongly to its 50. That's like 5 or 6 days. And then, it got back into this, uptrend, and you can see the power trend as it goes through the 200. And so you can expect a pullback along the way. The Nasdaq is not going to go up every day here. I know some people wish it would, but that's not going to happen. Oh, by the way, I have to do my disclaimer. Buy XYZ stock and you will be very happy you did. You will not regret it. No, actually, that's not my disclaimer. It's like do your own due diligence, right? I'm going to the Nasdaq now. I'm going to get away from the Dow Jones Industrial Average and go to I think it's 2010, Marty. There you go. And so this is the Nasdaq out of the great financial crisis. You can see again it ran through its 200. Had a little problem there. Just like the Dow in 75. But once it ran up, got into this power trend here, it pulled back to the 50, ran up, pulled back to the 50, ran up, pulled back to the 50s. You can expect that, I think, from the market. There's so many negative people out here, that, which makes me think that, this probably is the real deal. Don't buy into the negativism. Just follow price, as our friend Brian Shannon likes to say, only price pays. So we're just following price. And here is your current Nasdaq. And you can see, again, we've had quite a few of these follow through days on our way up through the 200. And it's pulled back now to the 21 on Friday. And if you just look at the, 5 weeks up to start the year and 2 inside weeks now, inside last week was down, inside week this week was up slightly. 0.59%. So, it's just digesting gains. To me, this looks like a bottom and a retest. And now it's starting to gain traction. The Nasdaq was down 37% from the highs, based on, just higher interest rates and, pulling liquidity out of the market. So anyway, that's enough with the index. I'm going to get to stocks because I like trading stocks. And I like stocks that go higher. I do not like stocks that go lower. And Tesla is in the auto manufacturer group. This is a #1 group. And this is a top stock in the top group, the most liquid, biggest market cap, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you could see, last week it had real negative news, self-driving car issues, recalled 362,000 vehicles, and the stock doesn't go down. So if I'm short, I'm thinking, what's going to drive this thing down? I mean, does Elon Musk need to drive into the White House and crash a Tesla in there and punch out the vice president to get some negative stock action here? I don't know. This thing, it just won't go down. So anyway, another driver of the Nasdaq is NVDA. And this is another top stock in a top group, the semiconductor fab list. And I like performance. I like stocks that go up. Maybe this selling was overdone in 2022. And it's just getting some, reversion to the mean trade back with Tesla and NVIDIA. But anyway, you can't argue with that. They're reporting earnings this week as well. Apple is another stock that doing well in 2023, traded through its 200 simple moving average, and now it's just going sideways, much like the index. Google is one that's gotten hit because of the AI, Microsoft chat. It's kind of silly that a big company like Google, and their powerful search engine is going to be phased by that. But anyway, the stock went down, and you can see there's massive selling there. That's strong selling, and Google's having trouble. Microsoft ran up, start the year, and now it's pulled back to the 21, much like the index. Apple and Microsoft just mimic the index. And the last one I wanted to show in these big bag of cap tech stocks is Amazon. This one looks bad, rejected. It got the Matumbo treatment at the 200, and it's just no power in this stock. So anyway, I don't trade those. Tesla's the only one I'm interested because it's the only one with growth. It's got the 37% sales growth, 40% earnings growth. So I like growth. I like some fundamentals with my uptrending stocks. Anyway, I did mention the auto manufacturing group, and it's got more than just Tesla. This is Ferrari. The ticker symbol is RACE, and this thing is off to the races. And you can see why that group is the leading group. The China BYDDF stock, this one started nicely in January, now it's pulled back in February, but still, it's above its 50 and doing well. And the other one was, I get these, I'm like dyslexic here. I get these Tesla and Stellantis mixed up, but this one is doing well. And you can see it's in this big base here. It's consolidated for a long time. It's got that blue dot, it's got strength. So this is a very strong group. And you can see why. The last one I wanted to show is BMW. This German automaker has been on it's really thinly traded, first of all, but it's been on a tear. I mean, you cannot argue with the performance, and look at the balance sheet, the cash flow, return on equity, no debt, pays a nice yield. This thing is doing really well. Anyway, that's it for the auto manufacturers. I want to go to some of the auto dealers. That group is really strong too. And here's Carvana. This thing has been up like 150% off the bottom. You can't even see it. It's like a blip on the screen because of this massive selling. It looks like a fish hook. But yeah, it was up 4-something% last week after, starting the year just on fire. I think it's up 150% this year, something like that. And then the Penske Automotive Group, this one's doing well. Look at nice breakout. And, just ripping higher. Geez, up every day. I mean, come on. The new rule on the market, the Penske Auto Group has to go up every day. It's not one that I own, but I wish I did. This is Lithium Motors. This one has done well. You can see January. These things all started taking off in January. Now it's pulled back here to the 21 last week. And last week was kind of a weird week because of the, the Nasdaq was due for a pullback. And it was actually up on the week, but it was up the first 3 days. And then, the Fed had started talking. It's kind of irresponsible for them to be, playing with people's money that way. And they should not be allowed to speak during the market session, as it really, drag the indexes down. I'm going to go to the semiconductors. That's my speech for today anyway. And this is ACLS. I've been through this one a lot. Yeah, we traded at 80 to 88 for a big 10% trade, whoopee, and it pulled back to 80. And so we bought it again, and it's just been on a tear, and it pulled back last week. It's due for a pullback. Massive volume on OPEX Friday. How do you buy this thing, right? How do you own this thing if you didn't get it at 80, right? You have to buy it extended at 90 or 100. But now it's pulled back, down to 120. So it's just a really strong stock. Good luck with that one. Allegro Microsystems, another one we got. And you can see this little base here where it pulled back here. Nice shakeout to the 21 before the breakout this day. 10% move with big volume. Then it just followed up. That's been a really, really strong stock. I'm just going to go through all the semiconductor manufacturer, equipment, fabless, because I'm going to lump them all together. I don't want to do the individual groups here. This is a Lattice, fabless. It's in with the NVIDIAs and AMDs and Intels of the world. But this one broke out of a base. If you look at the weekly, this is a weekly review, so I should be looking on weekly charts. But anyway, nice symmetrical base here, and then just broke out of this cup with handle. You can see that like a 3-week shakeout here, and it's just been ripping higher. Lattice is definitely a winner in this group. But I talk about being a stock picker's market. You just cannot, like in 2022, you could pretty much pick any oil stock and it was going to go higher. Well, that's not the case. this year in 2023, like semiconductors are strong, but you can also, there's winners and losers. Here's Intel, just sold off and can't get any traction at all, going nowhere. Wolf, that's not something I'm interested in. You have to buy the leaders, you have to buy the winners. Here's MobileEye, and this one is a spinoff from Intel, and this one, you can see it's blasted out of the gate from the IPO. And this is a really rare gem here. I know quite a few people who are long this thing, so congratulations to that group. Anyway, that's enough with the semis. No, I lied. I want to look at Global Foundries, because this is another one that I just consider this one big IPO base. It really has done nothing until it gets over like 80. This thing is just in a box here, and it really hasn't gone anywhere. A couple weeks, for a hot minute, it went above 78 or something. If I look back here in last March of 2022, last year it was at 78, 79, but it just came right back down. Just can't get any traction. This is like this consolidation, cannot break out, more consolidation. Now it's forming a little handle here. Very interested in this company. It's got good numbers, but the stock just cannot get out of its own way. Needs to start, seeing some appreciation. Anyway, I'm going to go to retail. And when I'm talking retail, I'm talking CROX. This one was up 14% last week, and they broke out some of their numbers. They're being sold in 110 countries. And those little charms, the gibbets, they said that there was 8% of their revenue last quarter. So they did nearly $1 billion in revenue, 945. So they're doing what, 80 million in just those little charms. They bought the company from a couple in Colorado a long time ago for 10 million, and that thing's doing 80 million a quarter. Oh well, it was a great buy for CROX, Gibbets company. Anyway, that's enough of CROX. I want to go to ELF, because that thing has just been a beast. You can see on the daily broke out, and it's just respecting its 10 EMA. And I know a lot of people say it's overvalued and blah, blah, blah. But, as long as the stock's going higher, I like it. You can see this consolidation here and the breakout back last August, and it just breaks out every quarter that they report. It's like a stair stepper, right? Bloop, 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 every 3 months. You can set your watch to it. So as long as it's doing that, we like ELF. This is Wingstop, another one that's been on our watch list at mcstockcharts.com. You saw the retail sales numbers last week, massive numbers on restaurants and bars, like 24%. And I would think that, I'm going to get to this later, but I would think that TOST, the TOST reported a horrible quarter. So I would think Floor would be benefiting from that. Maybe not, I don't know, but seems to me that somebody's got to be benefiting from that, massive number on retail sales. Anyway, Wingstop, nice cup with handle, broke out, then Friday pulled back, with the general market weakness. But I do like Wingstop. They're reporting on the 22nd, and this is ULTA Beauty, and the chart is a thing of beauty. It's a weekly review, so I got to go to the weekly, and you can see it this is a stair stepper, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates. A long period of consolidation. They have a new CEO, and let me see what's going on here. Okay, December 1, they raised the fiscal year 22 guidance. Geez, it's $22. So they are hitting on all cylinders. ULTA Beauty. Any more? Well, I mentioned TOST. Okay, this is in the outhouse. You report a number like that, you're going to go to the outhouse. And this stock, for a shift for payments, which I see a lot when I make purchases, this one sold off in sympathy with that number. And I think that could be an opportunity here. That's just the way I think. Somebody's got to be getting that market share, and it definitely isn't TOST. So, this big sell-off here back to the 50, the 10-week line, yeah, that should be an opportunity here. They report February 28th, so we're going to know pretty soon, but I think I'm going to get long. I'm not telling anybody else to get long, but I think I'm going to get long before that earnings. They should be good. And if not, oh well, that's the way it goes in this business. Oil stocks, I got to hit the oil stocks. talk about hit or miss. Weatherford has been a big hit. Last week it went down with general market weakness. You can see it was down 6%, but they soared after this 3 weeks tight pattern. They ripped on nice earnings and then pulled back last week. I do not think it's the end of the road for the oil and gas machinery equipment group, but they definitely pulled back, to the 10 EMA on Friday. Val is another one that I like, and this is a driller. It broke out. You can see this handle here as it shook everybody out, then ripped higher. And then on Friday, pulled back to the 21 on just general market weakness. Yeah, 6% with volume. OPEX Friday, crazy things happen. Wouldn't read too much into that. And then Tidewater is the field services group. And this one broke out of a base, just ripped higher. And then on Friday, pulled back to its 21. So that's the theme for oil stocks. XLE was the darling in 2022, and now it looks to me like it's just another group, so it's not doing much. And some of the leaders that were in the XLE are just diving now. Devon, they cut their dividend, reduced their dividend, and boy, some of these are just looking bad. So you got to be careful. Like I said, it's a stock picker's market. There's some winners, there's some losers. I like stocks to go higher. I got to talk about the mining group. This is the one that I like. I heard Rosanna I was on a Spaces with Rosanna, and she was talking about SGML. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but Southern Copper is the one that I decided that I liked because, it's got a yield, return on equity. It also was performing. Now it's just kind of gone sideways here. You can see the nice run up, breakout, going sideways, doing nothing wrong, but it's kind of opportunity cost as other stocks, are going higher. I think I could do better. This one is Sigma Lithium. This is the one that Rosanna was talking about. And I guess there was news last night that Tesla might be in the market to buy this thing. It was up 25%, as you can see in after hours action. So we'll see if we get any news over the weekend or on Tuesday before this Canadian-based lithium mining company may be bought by Elon Musk company. CCJ is another one that I like in this group, one that I wanted to buy. I bought Southern Company, probably because of the bigger yield, or I don't know. I just wanted to have a miner, and so that was the one that I bought. I think this one's fine as well. And also Freeport McMoran, it's pulled back. This looks like a bullish wedge here, back to the 50. Since it's a weekly review, we'll look at the weekly, and this just looks like a big base here and a pullback in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah, that looks good as well. Anyway, I think that's it for the day. Yeah, I'm going to end on Tesla here because they're going to make this big purchase, hopefully, and get some M&A going. It's been up 6 weeks in a row. Just won't go down on any bad news. So if it can bust through this resistance here at the 200, Tesla might be a big winner in 2023. Anyway, that's it for the week. I got a lot of stocks on our watch list here that look good to me. I didn't really go over them too much here in this video, but if you're on the site, you're going to get some, I think, quality stocks that are ready to bust out. We've already had plenty that broke out recently. And anyway, have a great weekend. Have a great President's Day, and we never give up.